My husband cheated with his best friend's wife. Now they want to swap partners. This is a difficult story to tell, but I feel like I need to get it off my chest and get some advice from you all. I'm still processing everything, and honestly, I'm not sure what to do next. I'm a 29-year-old woman, and my husband Ryan is 30. We've been married for 5 years, and I thought we had a solid relationship. Ryan has a close-knit group of friends, and his best friend, Mike, is a big part of that circle. I always got along well with Mike and his wife, Sarah. We would hang out regularly, and our families even spent holidays together. It was one of those friendships where everyone felt like family. A couple of months ago, things started to feel off. Ryan was coming home later than usual. Often with vague excuses about work or hanging out with friends. I tried to brush it off, thinking he was just busy with life, but my gut told me something was wrong. His phone was always locked, and he was secretive about his texts. I felt like I was losing my husband and was tearing me apart. One night while Ryan was in the shower, I decided to take a look at his phone. I know I shouldn't have invaded his privacy, but I felt desperate for answers. What I found made my heart drop. I saw messages between Ryan and Sarah that were flirty and suggestive. They had been exchanging photos and planning secret meetings. I felt sick. Not only was my husband cheating on me, but he was cheating with my best friend's wife. I couldn't believe it. When Ryan got out of the shower, I confronted him immediately. I laid everything out, showing him the texts. He tried to deny it at first, but eventually he broke down and admitted to the affair. He claimed it was a one-time thing that spiraled out of control, that they had crossed the line while they were both drunk at a party. I felt completely shattered. The betrayal felt like a knife in my heart. But that wasn't the worst part. As we talked, Ryan confessed something that made my blood run close. He and Sarah had been discussing the possibility of swapping partners. He told me they thought it could be a fun experience. And while it hadn't gone that far yet, it was something they had both considered. I was horrified. How could he even think that was okay? The thought of my husband with someone else, especially Sarah, was unbearable. I told Ryan to leave the house immediately. I needed space to think, to breathe, and to process what had just happened. He begged me to reconsider, to talk it out. But I was too furious and hurt. I needed to be alone. So over the next few days, I reached out to Mike to talk about what was happening, hoping for some support. I decided to be upfront with him about what I had discovered. I knew it would hurt him, but I felt like he deserved to know the truth. When I told him about Ryan and Sarah's affair, he was devastated. He couldn't believe that his wife would do something like that, let alone with his best friend. The look on his face was heartbreaking. After a few days of silence, Sarah reached out to me. She apologized and tried to explain that it had been a mistake. She claimed she didn't know how to handle the situation and that she regretted it. I was furious, but part of me felt a little sorry for her too. She was caught in a lie and had ruined not only my marriage, but her own as well. As the dust began to settle, I realized I had some tough decisions to make. Ryan wanted to work on our marriage, and he insisted that he loved me. He promised to cut off all contact with Sarah, but I wasn't sure I could ever trust him again. It felt like our entire relationship had been built on lies, and I was unsure how to move forward. Mike ended up confronting Sarah about the affair, and she admitted to everything. They had a huge blowout, and their marriage was on shaky ground. I felt terrible for Mike. He didn't deserve any of this. The guilt was overwhelming, knowing that I had played a part in their unraveling, even though it was Sarah who had crossed the line. Now, I'm left in this limbo. Part of me wants to work things out with Ryan because I still love him, but another part of me can't shake the feeling of betrayal. I feel like I've lost not just my husband, but my best friend as well. I don't know if I can ever look at Sarah the same way again. And the idea of being around her after everything feels impossible. I've started seeing a therapist to help me navigate my feelings and figure out what I want. But I'm still struggling with the idea of forgiveness and trust. So Reddit, what should I do? Should I give my husband another chance, or is it time to cut my losses and move on? How do I handle my relationship with Sarah and Mike? Any advice would be appreciated.